and sewer grant, and the same holds true for the first letter. They'll go to DCED for that grant. They're simply giving us notification of this action that they intend to take. The fourth letter is from Frank B. Taylor Engineering, just giving us notification of some work that is being done in Wilmington Township along Edendale Lane. These are for storm sewer improvements. Edendale Lane is a very small stretch of public road that connects State Route 18 and State Route 158 in Wilmington Township. Looks as though the total cost of this project is $123,084. From Heidelberg Materials out of Connellsville, Pennsylvania, they are giving us a blast notification notice that blasting will occur on the McQuiston Large non-coal surface mine in the townships of North Beaver and Mahoning, located approximately 1 mile northeast of the borough of Bessemer, west of the intersection of Hoffmaster Road and Smalls Ferry Road, on the McCord Farm Trust and Heidelberg Materials Northeast properties. And it lists the blasting schedule. And then finally, the planning office has notified us that the Wilmington Area School District is applying for a grant to allow them to proceed with their project known as Cultivating a Sustainable Future. The one document is a letter that has been sent to United States Senator Fetterman asking for his support for federal funding for this proposal. And then the county planning department has also noted that they have reviewed this proposal and that it is consistent with the county's comprehensive plan. And this will be taking place actually in Wilmington Township. The project description involves the installation of an aquaponics building and a greenhouse. The property also has tillable land where FFA students, as well as other students, will learn about farming, growing, drone flying, and environmental issues. A number of weeks ago, some representatives of the Wilmington School District met with us to discuss this project, and it's immediately west of the borough line, of the new Wilmington borough line. Immediately west of that is where this property is located in Wilmington Township. These are the correspondence documents we've received. Chris, do you have any concerns or questions?
No.
Would you care to make a motion for us to accept these?
Yes, I move that we accept these documents.
Thank you, sir. I will second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Commissioner reports and comments. Mr. Sonata, you get to go first today.
I really wasn't around last weekend or last week or so. So I really don't have a whole lot of comments locally. I had an opportunity to go to the Vatican on Thursday. It was on my birthday actually, and I had scheduled that many months ago, and I had the opportunity to be there the day when the new Pope got announced, but I wasn't officially there when it happened. I had left around 3:30, and I think the announcement was at 6 o'clock. And I'd never seen so many people that were there that day. It was really probably say a once in a lifetime experience, but it just happened. It was not planned because this was planned 3 months ago when I was going to be over there in Italy, and I wanted to see the Vatican. I never had that opportunity, so I guess I was somewhat part of history. So that's much all I have to say. So.
Well, welcome back, and boy, your timing couldn't have been better, could it? Yeah. That's great. So thank you, Chris. It's good to have you back. As I noted, we didn't meet last week as a board, but a few things have taken place over that time frame. Commissioner Kennedy and I attended the Conservation District's Lawrence County Envirothon back on April 29, which was held out at the park in Shenango Township. I believe 3 school districts participated in that event. And Mr. Kennedy and I also had the privilege of attending Law Day in courtroom number 1 on May 1st. And last week, a week ago today, May 6th, Comcast opened their office to the public at the Union Plaza, where Walmart is located, and they had their grand opening ceremony. The real nice thing about that is if you're a Comcast customer and you've had to deal with them in person, lately you've had to drive clear down to Chippewa Township. So this is very nice that they've opened their facility in Union Township. We also had a ceremony last Tuesday. The Masons, along with our organization Visit Lawrence County, in conjunction with America 250, had a ceremony out in the front lawn. They planted a Liberty tree in recognition of the upcoming 250th anniversary of the founding of this country. And it was a very nice ceremony. They're planting these trees in every county in the Commonwealth. Later today, Commissioner Sanada and I will be attending yet another grand opening out in Union Township. We've been doing that with some frequency lately. There's a lot going on out there. At 3 o'clock today, Jersey Mike's subs, they are opening right down from where Comcast is open. So they're having their grand opening. The Planning Commission will hold their regular monthly meeting tomorrow at the Wilmington Township Building on Wilson Mill Road. It's open to the public. And then on Thursday, the three of us plan to drive to the Mercer County Courthouse. In conjunction with our colleagues there, we will be honoring Greg Dogan from West Central Job Partnership, who just received a state award for his work. And we're going to be congratulating him. And then finally, no, not quite finally, next Monday at 10 o'clock, the Board of Elections will convene, as we always do the day before the election. Primarily, we get a report from Mr. Germani as far as how everything is shaping up for the election. And then, of course, next Tuesday is Election Day. The courthouse will be open, but the commissioners do not meet on Election Day. We'll be here. We have our election board hats on. But I want to throw it back to Chris for just a second, because I believe you and Mr. Kennedy are going over to Armstrong County on Friday. If you wish.
I'm glad I wasn't thinking about that when you asked me about it. But yeah, myself and Commissioner Kennedy, all three of us serve on the SPC board in Pittsburgh, and Mr. Kennedy's our executive board member. And we were all invited over to a planning session, which is actually going to be held in Armstrong County. This happens. This is probably the first time in the last 2 years. Chairman, how often do they usually have that? Is that every 5 years?
Actually, Amy, you've been on SPC board.
This is one of the first times they've done it, because we're updating the transportation improvement plan right now. So this is the opportunity for them to update all the commission members, planning directors, and anybody else that has an interest to go that's invited by commission members. So, but this is the first time in a long time.
Are you planning?
I'm not able to go. I'm in State College for another board meeting. So.
Well, my two colleagues will be there, so we'll be well represented.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I appreciate your information, Abe, because if that's the first time that's occurred, but we're not actually in Pittsburgh. We usually go to their office right downtown Pittsburgh. We meet every other month. And Commissioner Kennedy does 2 meetings. I do the general meeting with him, and he has the executive board meeting, which is usually an hour before our meeting is. So all three of us have the honor to serve on that board. And I think it's important. I get to chair the Northwest board that I took over for Chairman Vogler last July. So Lawrence County is represented pretty much in 2 different regions. We're unique because we're on that border. And when I was in the legislature, it was a similar situation. We were in the Northwest Caucus and the Southwest, and it was Lawrence and a few other counties fell in that same situation. There's some positives you get out of that, because we actually have good relationships with both of them, and I know Amy does a good job with the SPC with us there. Dan, you chaired that for many years up in the Northwest, so your connections are well respected up there. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I think we're prepared to do what we can with the input of Amy and our people here, and I'm happy we're able to do that. Pat Fabian does a nice job. He's the commissioner from Armstrong County. He's the chair of that, so we'll be there pretty much all day, and you're going to hold the fort up there.
I'll try.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for representing us, Chris. Sure, appreciate it. We move on to new business, and the first item on the agenda involves, actually the first couple of items involve our planning office. Amy McKinney is our planning director. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. That's great. Thank you. What number will this first one be, Vanessa?
93.
93. Thank you. The first proposal ties in with the Greenways. Looks like we're applying for a Greenways grant. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a CFA, Community Finance Agency, the Greenways Trails and Recreation Program, GTRP. So this is for additional funding to help with the Savage Bike Trail Rehabilitation Phase 2. If you recall, we got funding through the local share account we asked for, the total project is over $700,000. We only got $100,000 through LSA. We did apply to DCNR for funding to match that $100,000. We did apply to LSA again, and so we're now applying here to help cut the costs down and get some more money to actually do the entire trail. So this would be for $250,000. We're working with Ford Lawrence and our county engineer, Bill Humphrey, has been very helpful. The requirement is a 15% match, which will come from the county planning department. We get some money in our grants and programs that we can use for this, and it's only contingent, obviously, upon the award of the grant. So this here would just be approving us applying and approving the 15% match.
Thank you. We're proud of that trail. It encompasses both parts of Union Township and Mahoning Township and leads into the state of Ohio, and it gets a great deal of use.
It does.
And it actually attracts people from outside of the county, particularly like to bicycle.
Yes.
I've met people from Pittsburgh who come up here, and they not only take advantage of the trail, but they spend their money here. They can eat here and go shopping here, so it's been very, very helpful. Mr. Sonata, questions for Amy?
No, I think we're on the right path, Amy. I know we've had this discussion, and I've said a few times, I bought my bike last year. It's the first bike I've had since high school, and I think the trail is just beautiful, and we just need help in Ohio, that end of it. But if people have used it, they will know the work and effort that's been put on by Pennsylvania on our side. And I think the county's done a very good job of trying to maintain it. I know that you keep an eye out on it, and a few others as well.
Yes.
To make sure it's as safe as it can be. And I know Judge Mono, he kept an eye on it as well. So I think it's so important because recreation is critical. That's a very critical part of the tourism industry. And I have the privilege to set up the first promotion board, which I'll be there tomorrow for our meeting. And that's a very important aspect of tourism. Like Chairman Vogler said, people come from all over for the trail, and usually when they come, they're hungry and they want to stop. And they usually stop at local restaurants. So that's a good thing. So hopefully we can be successful. I know that we've tried very hard to get the whole amount. We know how the process works, and sometimes you have to piecemeal it. So we want to just eventually we'll have it all done like the best standards we can. So I hope we'll be successful with this.
Well, that all being said, as positive as that was, I'm assuming you're going to make a motion.
Make a motion that we do this. So.
Okay. It shocked me if you didn't.
No, not to make a motion.
Good. I will second that motion. If there are no other concerns, Amy, everything covered on that one?
Yes, thank you very much.
May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Proposed resolution 94, our planning office works very closely on this matter involving liquid fuel dollars. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania collects through the gas tax liquid fuel dollars that they then turn over to the 67 counties. We receive a couple different levels of funding. A couple of them are specifically for the bridges that we own, of which there are 27 that we're responsible for taking care of. As we've said many times, the county does not own any roads or streets or highways. Those are all either PennDOT or the local municipality. So what we're able to do each year is take the surplus funds that we have, the non-bridge funds that we have, and we correspond with the 27 municipalities, both in written mail and email. They were given the opportunity to submit an application for liquid fuel dollars. Of the 27 municipalities, 17 responded. And we had, based on review of your office with the controller's office, Vanessa plays an important role in this. We determined that this year we had $400,000 to distribute to the municipalities. So our decision, as it was last year, was to simply take the $400,000 divided by 17 applicants, and the dollar amount per municipality will be $23,500. I'll go very quickly through this to tell you what they plan to do. The borough of Bessemer, their money will be used for helping to pave Main Street. The city of Newcastle will utilize these funds for the paving of South Mill Street from Division Street to Long Avenue. Borough of Elwood City will be working on some rehabilitation of Bridge Street. Mahoning Township will use theirs for paving of Evergreen, Coffee Run, and Main Streets. Neshannock Township plans to pave Glen Road. New Beaver Borough will be paving Wampum Mount Air Road, a part of it. The Borough of New Wilmington will be paying, I think a lot of these are alleys, Haw, Cherry, Jackson, Chestnut, Landon, Church, and Wood. Many of those are smaller alleys in the Borough of New Wilmington. North Beaver Township plans to pave Moravia Road, New Road, and Mount Air Road. Plain Grove Township will pave Brent, Mason, Banani, Davis, and Burns Roads. Pulaski Township will be tar and chipping Evergreen, Nashua, Rayner, Pine Glen, Lapin, and Woodland. Shenango Township was a little more generic. They do plan to resurface various roads and streets in the township. Slippery Rock Township, and this is a permitted expense, they plan to purchase road and street signs for their township. Union Township plans to pave Scotland Lane. The Borough of Wampum will be paving Clyde Street, Water Street, Orchard Street, and Darlington Road. Washington Township will be doing storm drainage work on Shaner Road. Wayne Township will be paving Dutch Ridge Road. And Wilmington Township will be tar and chipping the Fayette New Wilmington Road and the Fayette Neshannock Falls Road. So that's how we've formulated this. Again, 17 of the 27 municipalities applied. Amy, do you have other things to add on this?
No, you covered everything. Like you said, we notified all 27 municipalities. They all had a deadline to submit by. The 17 here all submitted in a timely manner. We did not have any applicants come in after the date either, so this is the 17 that we had. They all met all the requirements. Vanessa and I reviewed them and presented it to the commissioners.
Great, well, we thank you for that. Mr. Sonata.
No, I think that it's a fair way of doing it, and if it can help, and we were fortunate again this year that we didn't need the money. And as we said last year, any excess money we have, we want to try to go and give it back to local municipalities who really work. That's what we're doing.
And I'm glad you pointed out, you triggered something. Keep in mind that each municipality gets their own allocation from the Commonwealth of liquid fuel dollars. So the sources are actually twice. They get money directly to them, each borough and township, city and Newcastle, as well as what we're able to distribute. Thanks, Chris. Chris, would you care to make a motion for Resolution 94?
Sure, I move we support Resolution 94.
Thank you so much. I will second, and if there are no other concerns, we'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The The final thing from planning, I believe, is Resolution 95. This involves the facade program in the borough of Elwood City. We received a grant from the Department of Community and Economic Development's Keystone Communities program, and we set up a structure with the borough of Elwood City to allow applicants in the borough to apply for up to $5,000 for facade improvement, which I believe they have to match. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Dollar for dollar.
Thank you. And this particular application comes from the borough of Elwood City itself. They intend to replace windows at their borough building on Lawrence Avenue. Amy, what more do you have to add on this?
No, just, they're an eligible applicant. The contract with DCD is the county. This is the county's grant, but the focus is that area in Elwood City Borough. The program is to end this year, but we got an extension because we are having issues with getting businesses to apply. It's slowly. This is the first one we've had in probably 6 months. So this is for them to do windows right in the borough building where it faces Lawrence Avenue. Dollar for dollar, they're matching it. It's a little over $10,000, but we will reimburse them $5,000 when it's all said and done. So.
And help me, because my feeble memory's working again. In terms of your office, it works with them in terms of the administrative side, but is this county or redevelopment authority?
This is the county.
This is the county.
This is the
not-
county.
okay.
Yep, the contract is with DCD and the county of Lawrence.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Mr. Sanada, questions?
No, it sounds fine to me.
Would you care to make a motion for Resolution 95?
Move for resolution 95.
I will second, and if there are no other questions, we can take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you so much. Amy, anything else for us?
No, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and again, your planning commission meets tomorrow at noon up in Wilmington Township.
Yep.
Great,
All right.
thanks for all your hard work.
See you tomorrow, thank you.
Yep.
Take care, Amy. Resolution 96 ties in with District Judge Russo's office. We have a representative. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Please have a seat. I'm doing great, thank you. Could you enter your name for the record, please?
Michelle Hula.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're
It's
welcome.
good to have you here. I think
Thank
it's
you.
your first time here.
It is.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
first time.
Please don't be nervous. You're amongst friends.
Yes.
Perfect.
And we're so glad you came down to visit with us.
Thank you.
This resolution involves the ongoing equipment and maintenance for your credit card machine at Judge Russo's office out in Neshannock Township. And this is a contract I believe we have with First Data Corporation for this software, if I'm reading this correctly. But maybe I better just stop and let you give us all the details.
It actually is going to be a purchase of a new credit card machine. Our last one was purchased, I believe, in 2018. There are no further updates available for it, and it just quit working.
Let's see.
So we are in trying to get this new one. It's a Clover Mini stationary machine that we use for our credit card payments.
And I would assume it probably gets a lot of use.
We do. About 80-90% of our payments. We have a lot of truck drivers. They get fines. They just call in and do the payment over the phone. So
That's good to
it's
know.
convenient.
Well, it sounds to me like we better approve this.
I think we should too.
But let me see if Mr. Sanada has questions.
No, I think you were very thorough and appreciate your information, visiting and giving it. It's good that, yeah, sometimes what happens with this equipment is that it reaches a point where you can't get updates or anything. It has to be replaced and we have to do it. So I move we accept this.
Old things wear out. I'm living proof of that. I will second your motion. If there are no other concerns, we'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
You're very welcome to stay, but if Judge Russo needs you, which he probably does,
Yes.
feel free to head out. But we really appreciate you being here today.
I just have one thing. I will have to have them email. I've been talking with Vanessa.
Yeah.
They'll have to do. They would like you to e-sign the.
We can do that.
Okay.
Yep.
I will call her when I get back to have that done. If we could take care of that.
And I have your purchase order, so I'll have them sign it and I'll
Okay.
give it to you.
Okay, sounds good.
You're here today, tomorrow, and Thursday?
Correct.
Okay, but you're not here Friday?
Correct.
Okay, but no, please, work with the boss.
Okay, sounds
Do
good.
all we can to help you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Absolutely.
Give our best to the judge.
I will. Thank you.
Resolution 97, Amy DiMuccio's with us. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Sorry we've kept you all waiting. But, obviously, we didn't meet last week, so that's why we have a little bit more on the agenda. This is Resolution 97. Incidentally, Amy DiMuccio is our court administrator. This involves the maintenance agreement with SBM Electronics to provide recording device maintenance services at a cost not to exceed $6,175 for a one-year period. But please, if you have more details, we would welcome them.
Yes, this is covering our recording devices in all 5 of our courtrooms. And they're used on a daily basis. All court proceedings are recorded. And it's vital that we have this agreement. When we call SBM, they show up.
Yeah.
Or they do it over the phone. They're very good. And this is just a renewal of an ongoing agreement with them.
And I see they're based in Pittsburgh, at least
Yes.
that's probably their headquarters, so if they can get there here in about an hour or so if you need them.
Yes, and oftentimes they can help us over the phone.
Oh, that's
If we contact them, they're able to walk us through easy fixes.
out of my own ignorance, I should know this and I don't. And it's interesting because we just had Judge Russo's staff person here. Are the district judge hearings, are they also recorded? And would that, if they are, is that separate from what you folks do?
I would think they are recorded, but it is on a separate system. This is, I believe, simply for our recording systems.
Understood. In our courtrooms
Yes.
here in this complex?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. Questions, Mr. Sanada?
Amy was thorough as usual.
Are you willing to make a motion
Yes.
for her to move forward on this?
I make that motion.
I will gladly second it. If there are no other concerns, we can take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Amy, it's always nice to have you here. I assume that's the only matter of business we have today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Take care. The next proposal is number 98, and this involves the county detectives who fall under the jurisdiction of our district attorney. And Mr. Lamancusa is with us today, and it's certainly a pleasure to see you.
Good morning.
Hope
Hey,
hope you're well.
I am well. I apologize for not being in a suit for this meeting. I started at 4 this morning, so we've been county detectives that I'm here for their contract. They're working hard this morning.
Well, and I can just kind of imagine what you've done, and hopefully it's been a good morning for you.
So far, so good.
That's
For
what
the
it is.
county.
As long as everybody stays safe.
One safe.
Good, including you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, we have a lease agreement with, and last week or 2 weeks ago, I struggled with this. How do we pronounce this? Delage Landon?
I don't. I typically say direct image.
That's right, they changed it, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not aware of the correct pronunciation.
Delage Landon. Okay, this is the lease agreement for the copier machines in the county detective's office. And this would be a 60-month lease according to the resolution
Yes, sir.
that you'd like for us to consider.
Please.
Anything you need to add?
It's a good copy machine. That's the most I can say. It has the ability to scan and remote access, so it's no matter where the detectives are in the building, they can access it in a central location. So it's been functional, and we really haven't had any problems.
Great, good to hear. Mr. Sanada, questions for the district attorney?
As usual, he's pretty thorough as well, so appreciate all your efforts for the county.
Would you wish to make a motion for this
I will
resolution?
make that motion.
And I'll second it. I will note on a side note, in light of what we've been doing all morning, we could have put you first this morning.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Because,
It actually works out better way.
does it?
Yeah,
Okay,
the early meetings were usually a little bit mess.
all right,
It's better as time goes on. Now it's just processing the evidence.
understood. I just feel bad we held you up for 40 minutes.
Not at all, but it was nice to get away. So thank you.
But in the future, if you ever need it, we have that flexibility.
I appreciate that. And the question that you asked the court administrator, all magistrate hearings are recorded
I see.
by over at Central Court. They're
Yes.
recorded, even to magistrate offices, and that they can be transcribed.
Thank you for clarifying that. And Linda Abraham, I believe, was here. And if she hadn't left, she could have answered that.
Yes.
But thank you for answering.
Sure.
I apologize. Did Chris move for this yet?
Yes.
Yes.
He did, so which means I seconded it, which I will?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. If there are no other questions or concerns, this is Resolution 99. May we have a roll call, please?
I'm sorry, this is 98.
No, I think it's 99.
99.
Oh, no, you're right.
98.
You're right. We have a second Delage Landon.
Yes,
So
we have
she
3
is
actually.
correct.
We have
This is
3.
98. I put it in the wrong
That's
column.
okay.
So thank you, as always, for keeping me on the straight and narrow. Resolution 98's been moved and seconded. Now may we have a roll call?
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Josh, thank you so
I
much.
just have one quick question. If there's any way in the future that the DA's office could be notified when blasting occurs within our county. I just saw this notice, and I really appreciated being able to see this, because whenever blasting does occur and there's large explosions in Lawrence County, we always get flooded with calls, and we're not always sure what's going on. So that's fantastic. I did not realize that they provided notice to the county.
Yes.
So it's certainly incumbent upon me to educate myself about that.
But Vanessa, could, for the future,
I'll add you to the email.
That would be
and
fantastic.
if you could also mention it to Ryan, in case you maybe when you're off.
Sure.
I'll give you the one we have.
I don't need it, just so long as I know if they have a time frame. Because, like I said, it comes in through Facebook and the phone starts ringing, there's an explosion.
Certainly. But I really feel more comfortable if you have it.
Yes, sir.
I
There we
don't
go.
know.
There you are.
Thank you.
And we will. We'll add you to the list.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure, Josh.
Just a question, Josh, are you, like, I agree with the chairman, I know that a lot of times when the military does their firearms, do they notify you as well?
They don't notify us. I'm not sure if they notify the CERT team.
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah.
I thought they had to notify the local.
I don't know if they do the municipalities.
Maybe,
No.
I remember at the time they were telling us that
It could be
They
that
had to
they're
call-
notifying Chief Kumo.
yeah,
Right.
because I've done a lot with the honor guard stuff, but they would do like the firing squads. They would always say, we had to call, I think you may be right, the local municipal police.
Yeah, when federal agencies work in Lawrence County, including the state police, if they're in our jurisdiction, we do receive notice of that.
Yeah, I just was thinking the same situation
Sure.
could occur.
Gunfire.
You hear, they do the honor guard, next thing you know, your office, and you as well, Sheriff, I'm just curious on that. I think, because I know they would always tell them they always had to call the local police just to alert them, which is a good idea, actually.
It's a great idea because, obviously when citizens hear a gunfire,
Right.
especially multiple rounds being fired, that causes panic.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
If I'm always shooting off my mouth, do I need to notify you of that?
No, you don't,
Okay.
Commissioner.
All right.
I haven't heard anything unreasonable from you.
Always,
Thank you, John.
always good to have you here. Thank you. Please stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And thanks again, Vanessa, for keeping us in line here. This is Resolution 99, and this involves Sheriff Palero's office. Sheriff, again, thank you for your patience this morning.
For more.
We appreciate your sticking around, and we're glad to have you. And this is very similar to what Mr. Lamacusa just brought. It's for a 60-month lease agreement for copiers in your office. And it's Delage Landon, but also known as Direct Image, right? Okay.
It's very crucial in our department. I mean, we get, of course, from the courts, all the warrants come down, and we get the fax into the 911 center. So our copy gets a lot of use.
Yeah.
We get a lot of copies and a lot of faxes in from other departments. We like to pick up inmates from other counties, they fax information to us. So it's very crucial.
And I would assume, Sheriff, that that's not just from 8 to 4. I bet when you come in the morning,
All the hours.
Yeah,
And sometimes I get calls on over the weekends or late hours, I have to come down and check. on
right.
things.
Understood. Well,
Yeah, we definitely need that.
Chris, questions for the sheriff?
I think it makes a lot of sense. I know that your office is always busy, Sheriff, and we appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, thank you.
Chris, would you care to move for resolution 99?
Yeah, I make a motion to accept resolution 99.
I will provide the second. And if there are no other concerns, we can take a roll call.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Sheriff, again, thanks for your patience this morning.
No problem. Have a good day, everybody.
You take care, sir. You stay safe also. Number 100 is similar. We're on a roll here, Lisa. Yeah, being number 100. Lisa Haddad is with our juvenile probation office, and it's always nice to have you with us. And again, I'm going to sound like a stuck record, but this is a 60-month lease agreement with Delage Landon for copiers for the juvenile probation office. And I'm sure they get a workout just like the other offices.
We just have one single copier in our office, and it does get, it's centrally located, it's lots of work from all of us, so. We were just not aware that we needed to have this, we actually got the copier as of August last year,
I see.
so we're just catching up to the times here.
Okay. And have you had situations arise where maybe it malfunctions and you got to get a repairman?
They are very good.
Good.
As soon as we call, they're mostly here the same day.
That's
So
good.
that's been actually wonderful and not holding us up at all.
And I would assume if you're in a situation like that, you have to have some copies made. Your neighbors will help you out. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good.
Appreciate that.
Chris, questions for Lisa?
No, thank you, Lisa. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you spending the time there. I know
Yeah.
that sometimes the meetings can be somewhat boring, but it's actually educational as well. And we appreciate your job that you guys do over at your office.
Thank you.
Well, that being said, Chris, would you care to move for resolution
I'll make this
100?
motion as well. I don't have Dan here to help me out.
You're making all the motions.
I'll make them all. So yes, I make that motion.
I'll be happy to second it and take a roll call.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes?
motion carries.
Thank you. Lisa, good to see you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care. Have a good rest of the day.
You too.
We have 4 transfer requests. Chris, do you mind if I just go through them? You stop me if you have any questions. Okay, thank you. The jail is requesting a $5,000 transfer. I'm assuming, Joe, to your knowledge, is it from their contingency?
It is, it's from their contingency, and the reason for it, Commissioner, it says on there that the gas bill was high.
Yeah.
We had 2 of our 3 boilers go a few months ago, kind of feeling like they're gas operated boilers, and we had leaks, so
I see.
once we get caught up here, they should be fine.
Understood. So it's been addressed, or is in the process of being
It is.
addressed. Very good. Thank you for that explanation. The IT department, Information Technology Department, is asking for a $5,000 transfer from their maintenance and repair line item into that of materials and supplies. And that's to cover Amazon purchases, which the controller's office is noting should come out of the materials and supplies line item. The voter's office is requesting a transfer of $252.24 from contracted services into equipment lease and rental, specifically to pay Pitney Bowes invoices. And then finally, the voter's office is asking for a $25,000 transfer from their line item of contracted services into materials and supplies. This is to help them with the upcoming 2025 primary election, which of course is next week. Chris, do you have any questions or concerns?
No, that all seems straightforward.
And would you wish to make a motion for us to approve the transfers?
I believe we accept all the transfers.
Okay, thank you, sir. I will second, and we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thanks, Vanessa.
You're welcome.
As we noted, next Tuesday's election day. Traditionally, this board does not meet on election day as the Board of Commissioners. So the next regular meeting of this board will be 2 weeks from today, May 27 at 10 a.m. As we noted earlier, the County Planning Commission will meet tomorrow, May 14 at 12 noon at the Wilmington Township Building on Wilson Mill Road in Wilmington Township. Next Monday at 10 a.m., we will convene as the Board of Elections. And for two purposes. One is to receive a final update from Mr. Germaini as far as how things are shaping up for Tuesday's election. And then traditionally, we do not adjourn that meeting. We recess that meeting to the call of the chair. The reason for that is if some emergency should arise, we're permitted then to come back into session to address any emergency situations and not have to do the 24-hour legal notice. And the solicitor has, both the current solicitor and past solicitors have said that's an appropriate approach. I would assume this is being replicated in every county in the Commonwealth. Finally, the courthouse will be closed on Monday, May 26th in observance of Memorial Day. And it just dawned on me that we will not meet as a commissioner board until after Memorial Day. So I should note, I know this, I know that we're aware of some of the community events that will honor our deceased veterans. New Bedford out in Pulaski Township, the Saturday before Memorial Day, has a parade that starts at 10:30.
Is it 10:30 or 10? I'm not sure.
Maybe it's 10. But and then they have a ceremony at 11.
Right, the ceremony's at 11.
And
You're right.
both Mr. Sonata and I are going to go to that one. And then at the same time, at 11 o'clock, there's a ceremony in downtown Newcastle. Mr. Kennedy will be attending that on behalf of the commissioners. Then on Memorial Day itself, May 26th, in the borough of Elwood City, they have their annual Memorial Day parade and ceremony. And tentatively, I think we're all going to try to get to that one.
I'm going to be at Mahoning Town.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that. You've got Mahoning Town.
I'm going to be doing that at 10. I actually got my phone call yesterday.
Oh,
from
good.
Rose Parada down there.
Good.
I'm going to do it at 10. Hopefully, I'll make it down to Elwood City after.
You did that last year, I think. It worked out.
It worked.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll work this year. Now, I know in the past, and I don't mean to overlook anyone, and I'm probably going to, but not on purpose, but I think Enon Valley may have a small event, and I think some years Bessemer
I
has.
was going to suggest, is Bessemer North Beaver?
Yeah.
It all falls at the same time.
Right.
I think it's all at 10 a.m. on Memorial Day. And it always can be Mahoning Town.
Yep.
And Bessemer at the North Beaver one.
And we might be forgetting some, we apologize if we are. I have a hunch, the Newcastle paper usually publishes all of the events, but these are the ones we're aware of. Thanks, Chris. This takes us to public comment, which we have two members of the public, and we'll open the floor if you folks have anything. Mrs. Burchett.
You said that when you have your voter meeting on the Monday before Election Day, that you do not adjourn in case so you can address emergencies. Have you ever had to address an emergency?
I've got to stop and think if we've had to do that. I don't recall on Election Day itself. I know we've had to undertake state mandated recounts. And I think that fell in that time frame when the board was still in recess, so to speak. We hadn't adjourned, so we still were able to do things. So I would argue that yeah, when we had to do those recounts, that kind of fell under that jurisdiction, so to speak. But do you remember, you've been here a long time, do you remember the Board of Elections having to convene either on Election Day or maybe the day after?
I don't think we ever have had to.
But you know what, when we have Mr. Germaini here next Monday, we'll ask him if he remembers. But it's one of those things that we just need to play it safe in the event something would occur. So knock on wood, it won't. But thank you for And by the way, thank you both. I know you serve on election boards, and we appreciate your service.
Thank you for the raise.
Oh, you're very welcome. Good. Thank you. Any other concerns or comments?
I had another question. I was just curious to know if Mr. Sinato knows how to speak or understand Italian.
Unfortunately, the only words I know, I think, were some bad words my grandparents might have used because I did not speak it. I try to understand maybe a little bit, ciao and those type of things, but unfortunately, I never took it up. I was that generation, I guess, they didn't teach that in school. We had French up in Union back in the day. But no, that would be something to try to learn. I learned something on this trip that they don't speak English in these places. So you got to learn something, and you try to use your hands a lot because there's a couple situations where it's like, how are we getting to the ship? Okay, with the terminal, we had an issue with a cab driver, and they spoke no English. But I'm told there's an app on the phone that can do translation, and I'm going to get that. But I learned a lesson. It's very frustrating when you try to communicate with someone and they're not understanding what you're telling them.
And see, that's what I was thinking, I would hate to go to a foreign country, and I've never been to one except Canada, and they speak English. So I'm thinking it would be hard to get around it.
The way it usually is, Mrs. Burchett, bigger cities, they speak English. I mean, there's some of the people you'll deal with because of tourism. They have guides who take you. There's always that option. They have people that speak English. But if you go to smaller towns or things like that, they don't. And I was used to being pretty much in more of the bigger places, but when you get involved in, they take in one side of town, and it's like, wait, there's no one here talking English. And that included law enforcement. I mean, it's a different feeling. But if you go to the big resort type places, there's always some people there for English because that's the business. Okay, but when you leave that, you put yourself, and I think the answer has to be, I'm told there's an app on the phone that you can say something and it will come up in the language that you can say. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I used to be fairly good at Pig Latin, but that's not all I was good for. Chris, do you have any closing comments?
No.
Thank you. I don't either, but Vanessa or Joe, anything we've missed?
No, sir.
Well, we appreciate everybody joining us, and we urge everybody to vote next Tuesday. Hope we have a good turnout because we're electing judges. That's very important. If Debbie Wachter is watching, Debbie, I have today's packet. I have the packet from our recent retirement board meeting, and I have the packet from our recent Board of Elections meeting. They'll be upstairs if you'd like to pick them up. There being no other business to be brought before the board, could I have an adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, sir. I will second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you. Joe, you will mind? Not at all. Thanks. Good to see you, folks.
Stand up first and let me know.
Thanks, Vanessa. I'll put these